Cheetara, Lion-O, same time. First Thundercats figures I have ever bought, ever. Let's do it. Let's get this out of the way. Let's do it. Let's say it. We're going to say it, okay? I have never, ever watched even one single episode of the Thundercats ever. Not once. Not one. Not one solitary episode. Not even in passing. Ever. So, I know that immediately the question comes up, why are you buying Thundercat toys? Back up. Back up. Give me a second. Because the only association that I have with the Thundercats, I liked a lot. I saw them in the comic book crossover, Masters of the Universe and Thundercats. And that book is good. And the Thundercats in that book are good. I don't know if their introduction into that book was something people even like in Thundercats fandom. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if people liked them. I liked them. If that is how the Thundercats are in their show or in their books or in their continuity, I'm on board. I needed that one crossover event to show me what the Thundercats were. I needed something to get me in. And the Masters of the Universe Thundercats comic book crossover showed me some characters that I honestly liked a lot. I got into them. I enjoyed watching them fight the Skeletor Mumra, and I enjoyed the way that Mumra was depicted, and I got a real feel for kind of how that bad guy works and how Skeletor kind of works against him, but with him and things like that. And I really enjoyed seeing Lion-O and He-Man work together, and something about it felt right. Like, it just did, man. I really enjoyed that book a lot. I'm not kidding. I think that book is utterly fantastic. If you haven't read it, I would suggest it. And then maybe you could tell me if their depiction inside of that book was fair to them and was solid representation. But if it wasn't, I bought these because of that comic book. Literally. I'm on board for that. Also, because of that comic book, I went to Walmart and I bought the entire series. I bought the box set. So, when I finished what I am currently watching, I will be going back to see that show. Because I am interested in seeing the Thundercats. I know their theme song. Their theme song rocks hard. It rocks hard enough that I like that theme song, and I've never watched an episode. So I got to give it to them, man. I got to give it to them. That comic sold me on the idea. These toys sold me on it even further. Because there's something else I want to bring up about these figures before we get into it. These figures are a saving grace. I got the looking. And currently, right now, if you are a Thundercats fan, you have one choice. Super 7, that's it. We have talked about Super 7 on this show multiple times. And I still hold true to what I have said about Super 7 on this show multiple times. Guys, Super 7 is overpriced for what they ask. what they give. This is Conan the Barbarian. This is a Super 7 figure. This, I like Conan the Barbarian. I know that shocks you. I love Conan the Barbarian. He's possibly my favorite fictional character ever. But this figure is okay. It's okay. It has single jointed knees. It has single jointed elbows. It has no butterflies. This is built like a Classics. This is built like a Motu Classics body cap. This is built like a DC Classics body cap. From an era of toys that I did not like. I didn't like action figures when they looked like this. He barely got a pass. And only because Conan. I wanted to put a Conan on my shelf. Super 7, I thought I would give them a try. I bought it. I checked it out. I said, hey, I kind of enjoyed King Conan. Let's check him out, right? He's fine. And that's all he is. Fine. And it is that design and that ask of $60 plus per figure that when I started thinking about diving into the Thundercats, I started looking at some figures. I really did. I looked at Lino and a couple of others. And I kept coming back to the body. And I kept saying, I don't want to pay $65 for that. Like, I want a Lino on the shelf, and it really does interest me to do so, but, like, I don't want to pay $65 for that. And I couldn't bring myself to do it. And I didn't. And then they said, well, Bill, for you, specifically, Bill, and they were talking directly to me in case nobody knows. So Super 7 was like, hey, Bill, guess what? And they said, hey, we got this thing. And I said, what do you got, Super 7? And they said, at Target right now, you can go there and you can get a lesser version, like it's not painted as well or whatever, but I don't think it'll bother you because it'll sit in a more comfortable price range. It's only about like $35. And I said, half the price of your regular thing? Let me go see him. So I went, and I saw that Lino at Target. And now, the body cap at $30 makes me feel like, okay, well, I'm a little more okay with that. But then I looked at his paint job. No. Like, Super 7, I see things from them all the time that make me go, oh, that's cool. But it's overpriced. Now, keep in mind, Super 7, for anybody that's real mad that I just crapped all over Super 7, Super 7 made my favorite Ninja Turtles on the shelf. My favorite Ninja Turtles are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ultimate Collection from Super 7. They're on the shelf. I literally have a video called TMNT Grail because they are the ones I wanted the most. Of any turtle I have ever seen, those Super 7 figures I wanted on the shelf. But there's so much I cannot justify when it comes to Super 7. And I know I'm not alone, because I know a bigger Thundercats fan than me. The kind of Thundercats fan that buys a Thundercats lair. Like the giant one that just came out, the amazing one that came out. He bought it, and I seen it, and I said, holy crap, that is sick. And even he calls out Super 7 all the time. So I know it's not just me that feels a certain way about this. And finally, because of this crossover, you now have another Thundercat choice. Here's a Lino, here's a Cheetara. And we definitely have to open them, because while they do have a Motu crossover look about them, you know how my show works. By the time I get to a figure, everybody's already reviewed and talked about this. So I'm not dropping big bombs of knowledge that you didn't know. But I think the coolest thing about these figures is that while Lion-O looks like this, okay, this is a Motu crossover Lion-O. He comes with the parts to make him the original basic Lion-O. And she the same. She comes with the parts to turn her into the basic Cheetara. That, if these look good, that is the absolute win. Because at a 5.5 scale, with a lot of other figures that are coming out that look like Motu Origins, you could put these guys in and mix them with a ton of barbarians. And that I'm interested in. So, I know that was a lot, but there's a lot to talk about when it comes to this subject, because I gotta get you to understand where I am with my Thundercats lore of knowledge, interest, design, and how I think about these companies and whatnot. There's a lot to discuss. Okay? I get it. That was a long intro. Sometimes the show does that. Let's open these. Okay, wow, that was a lot just to get one guy out of there. Like, it took a lot to get him out of there. So, the first thing we are going to do is we're going to check him out. This is Lion-O if he existed for Masterverse. If there was a full Masterverse crossover. He's got the fuzzy boots. I kind of like that. He's got the armor thing right here with the Thundercat symbol. I like that a lot, actually. He's got this really cool Eternia frickin', you know, the Eternia. That's cool. So the lion armor, I think, is cool. He's got this headpiece right here for face guard and whatnot. I think that's cool. And he's still got that lion fist thing. It's not the classic look of the fist thing. I am noticing that. I could see it. I can look right at it, and I can be like, that's not exactly what I remember from any of his artwork or anything like that, even with the little amount that I know. But I would argue it's passable. It's passable. Maybe not to everybody, but to me, it feels like it's passable. I think this look, in general, is very solid. I think it works. I think that's good. I really do. However, he does come with enough parts to turn him into the classic version. So, we are going to do just that. But before we do so, here is the Thundercat sword. It's a solid sword. And it's got the Thundercat logo there. And then it's got this eye on the back here. So you could choose whatever style of sword you want. I imagine some people are probably mad about that. Because I know one is from... It's weird that I even know this. I really shouldn't know this. But I know one is from, like, the original era. And one is from, like, a different era or whatever. Of Thundercats in general. I don't know why I know that. But, like, I feel like I know that information. And maybe that makes some people irritated, but I like the idea that you kind of get both, and both of them look really cool. And to a layman, when you're going to pose them on your shelf or anything, you're only going to show one side anyway. So, like, I don't think that it really matters that much, but maybe to some people, it's a big deal. I don't know. So, first thing we are going to do, So we're going to pull the foot off. And then we are going to remove the boots. There we go. Boots are off. And then we're going to put these boots on. Oh, okay. I see they got a little thing inside here. I know you can't see it, but it says like left. So that's good. So I know that this is the right boot. And we're going to put it here on the right. And then we're going to put the left boot on. And then we're going to put the feet on, which they have little markings too inside the feet. That's actually really cool and really helpful. You got to give them that. Like that's impressive that they would have gone through that level of detail, knowing that you were going to be asked to take these things apart. They went out of their way to make sure that you could easily put them back together and put them back together correctly, that you would not have a tough time doing that or whatever. We're going to pull the arm, because this armor we're going to slip off. Ooh, it really... There we go. Come on. Up, up, up. I did not drop it. I did not drop it. Okay. The head, the hair pops off. That kind of surprised me. I wasn't exactly expecting that this is a 5.5 old style figure, and it has the hair pieces that come off. That's crazy. Like, it really does shock me. And then, of course, because this is an old figure, we're just going to slide it right off like that. I do like this armor a lot, though. And then, I actually don't know, but that I don't think is supposed to be there. And it's a floating piece. So I'm going to go ahead and pop it and take it off. And then we're going to put the actual hair on him. And then we're going to put the sword in his hand. And now we have a 5.5 scale Lion-O. We have him. He's right here. This is solid. I'm going to be honest with you. To me, as an 80s toy in general, this looks right. This looks like what a lot of people wanted years ago. They wanted this figure to go with their He-Man. Like, and here he is, man. And you could do either version and be happy. I honestly think that. You could do either version and be happy. He's solid. You could easily do this version and have the classic on your shelf. And to show that he can do it, he can put the sword in front of himself like this. And it's a little tougher to angle. Did I just get it? Look at that. I got his eyes through there. You can get that shot. That's impressive. These aren't butterflies, but they, as you see, they actually do go in and out. Like they have a little more movement than you would expect them to have, in all honesty, especially for a toy at this range. It's impressive. This is good. Like, the retro version of this guy is solid. I would argue he's easy to put together. He looks good. I just dropped his sword. He'll match up very well with He-Man and every other character that you have that fits in this scale, including, by the way, an upcoming Red Sonja, and we're talking from Epic Hacks. They're entering this 5.5 scale right here. Figures built just like this that have a Conan and a Red Sonja coming out. I'm going to be able to put He-Man, Conan, Red Sonja, Cheetara, all the Thundercats, Lino, all together and have them fight Skeletors, and they like, this is crazy. This is crazy. So cool. I am legit impressed. This is well done. You know, that is my very first ever Thundercat figure. And I would argue he's really good. Let's check her out now. I messed up. Minor thing. We got to pull the body, because he does actually come with an overlay for the belt. So, ooh. It's tough, though. It feels like it's really tough to get on there. Oh, it's really tough. I don't even know if I can do it. Can I get him? No, he can't. That's going to be even rougher. He does have a belt. I wish this was a lot more malleable than it is. Because I'm sure of how it's supposed to go. But you can never say my show isn't 100% live. See this? See that? That comes off. So then you can just like slip the belt on there. See how that works? See how easy that is when you're not stupid? See how it works? And then, see when you're not a derp, there's the belt. I feel about stupid, but I mean I guess I figured it out. And then you can actually take this gauntlet off if you wanted and hang it on the belt, kind of like it does in the show. Why do I know weird things about it? Like, I've never seen any of it, but like I know weird little pieces of information that I feel like I shouldn't know. And then he has the expression hand, which you can then put on here. And there you go. Let's open her. Okay. Now, with Cheetara, oh, let me fix that. You've got a pretty good armor here. You've got a decent face. I actually like this right here. I like the armor in general. I like the designs that they gave for the Thundercat reimaginings. I think this is actually done very, very, very well. I like this, the symbol up here. I like the symbol here. I like the chest armor. I like this flap. She's done very well. I'm actually very impressed with how they ran these figures. I wouldn't mind having either version of them on my shelf. For the sake of, I'm getting these under the context of wanting classic look on the shelf. But I don't hate these designs at all. And there's something to be said for that, to be fair. So, she does come with her weapon. And she does come with this thing here, which does actually teach me something about the Thundercats that I did not know. She has a type of thing where it's kind of like a power pole. I mean, that's what I'm assuming is going on here. She takes that off and then it extends into this. That was a fact that I did not know. But I'm pretty sure, looking at the toy, I think that's what they're indicating here, is that that stays there. She pulls it off and then it becomes a big, long bow staff. That's my guess. If it's not like that, it should be like that, because that's where my imagination took me, and that's where I want it to be now. so yeah, there you go. And then, just like the other figure, we are going to, I think she may be a little more complicated, but I think we should be able to do this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull the boots. And then we're going to, that's the left. Okay. And then this is the right. Yes. Okay, it's hard for me to tell exactly what's going on there, but not terrible. This is the left. Oh my. Little more. Oh, I see. Oh no. Don't lose that. Don't lose that. It'll be bad for your figure, I'm sure. Her feet are more difficult than his to get back into place, I'm noticing, but we did it. We did it. There it is. So it's not like we can't do it. It's just more difficult to do than his were. His were a lot more simple, but her feet are like tiny. So there's just like more resistance, it feels, in getting her feet to pop on the same way. So it's probably a good thing that this is the only time I really want to do this. So there's that. Now, in terms of getting her armor off, I think I know how that works. I think we're going to pop the head, and then we're going to pull the arm out of each socket, and then I'm thinking the armor can lift off of her, maybe? Or does it pull down? It pulls down. Okay, so to take the armor off, we pull the body, pull the arms, and pull the armor straight down, and there it is. And that's a really cool armor. I mean, that is really cool. So then we put the body back on, put the arm back in place here, put that arm back in place here. And can I just say that I like this design where like she has the spandex on one part, but then she has like the exposed arm on the other. And if this doesn't go there, I'm leaving it on there anyway because I actually like this bracelet thing. It just like feels right now, and that's all I really care about. So then we're going to pop the head back on, and we're going to remove the hair because I assume she works just like he did. Oh my, I lost the hair. Hold on, let me find it. I got it. There it is. Then there's her other hair, which has the spots, which I actually think that's kind of cool. And then, oh my, is that how that hair goes on? That doesn't seem right. I think I got it. I think her hair was more difficult than his hair. But I think I got it. I am not, as we talked about, any kind of expert in Thundercats, so I don't really know. But that's her. As far as I could tell, that's right. I think I got the hair on and everything correctly. I think she has that short kind of hair. It's kind of like a middle hair. And she's got that symbol right there on the chest, which is cool. I like the Thundercats symbol for what it is. And just to put it out there, she is for running, right? I would argue that she already has a better running pose than I saw on the Super 7 figures. Because I saw the Super 7 figures and how they were looking when they were running. We kind of turn her body a little bit. Draw that back. There. She's running. You might not think that's a big deal. Go look at that Super 7 figure. Put it in a running pose. Put it in a running pose. Because I've seen it. And it looks bad. Like, it looks bad. It can't do it. Its articulation is not good enough to pull it off. And then she has the bow staff. And she's going to look real cool alongside Teela. Like, those are my first ever Thundercats figures. They're simple. They're really cool, though. Like, I think it's good. I think it's very good. I think this is my gateway in. I've been worried about the Super 7 thing for a long time, and I don't like it. But if this is the quality that I'm going to get, and it's going to fit a line of figures that I have already, and it's going to allow me to do some photography and whatnot, I can have them fighting outside of a Castle Grayskull. Like, this is cool. It really is. I think they did a stand-up job. I got to congratulate them on this one. This is the way it's done right here. And what I mean is because, like, if you saw them, what they did with the Ninja Turtles, one of the things about the Ninja Turtles, I get that we have 100 Ninja Turtles. We have 1,000 Ninja Turtles. We can always get Ninja Turtles that look like normal Ninja Turtles. But, like, you were stuck with the idea that it was Donatello Man-at-Arms. And that's what it was. And you couldn't do anything else with it. It was Leonardo He-Man. And that's cool. I did videos on all of these, and I liked all of them. But you couldn't actually make them be just the Turtles. You couldn't revert them in any way. And none of them actually had shells that were attached, which I actually don't like. They were like shields that you could like take off. I didn't like that at all. They work, but I was always a little bothered by them. Now, they do the Thundercats line. And they're like, we know that you want actual 5.5 Thundercats. But we also know that because of what this is, we want to see what they would be like in a more Motu setting. So they give us cool armor and extra hair swap pieces and things like that. Stuff that I would never expect to see in a 5.5 $20 figure. This is a $20 figure. These are $20 figures. Their paint is solid. Their look is solid. Their movement for the kind of thing that they're supposed to be. Because let's keep in mind what they are. They're supposed to be updated articulation, but they're still supposed to kind of feel like toys you would have bought back in the 80s if you were still buying these toys, right? And they hit that exactly. But for 20 bucks, they come with armor. They come with extra belts. They come with swappable boots. They come with hair pieces. They come with swappable hands. They come with floating pieces. They come with weapons. They come very well painted for what they are. This is impressive. I'm impressed. Good job. Like, great job. Fantastic job. You're not going to look at those figures. You're not going to look at these figures and tell me that Motu is in a bad spot. If they went out of their way to be this good with these figures, then Origins is a line that is still kicking tail. Because you don't see a line that's dying put this kind of effort into anything. This is impressive. I can't wait to get an entire Thundercats team. Like, I'm looking forward to it. Like, legit. And that is crazy, because I have, as we went over it, I have no association with them. And I'm excited to put them on the shelf.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.